All right, we're going to talk about widgets, specifically widgets for the blog sidebar. As I covered in other tutorials, this theme allows you to create multiple sidebars, and you can use any of these widgets in any sidebar. So I'm just going to cover these widgets in general. In particular, we're talking about the blog, at least in this tutorial. All right, so let's go ahead and come to the back end. Let's find Appearance, Widgets. And the first thing, in case you don't know, is widgets are drag and drop, and it's going to auto-save when you drag and drop and reorder the position of it. So right now, if we check right here in the sidebar, on our blog sidebar, that's the blog we're looking at. Expand this, I'm going to see, my orders, search, newsletter, featured post section. And so if we come to the front end, we'll see that exact same order. Maybe I want to change it. Maybe I want newsletter first. So I just drag and drop. It's going to auto-save. I don't have to click anything to update it. And if I refresh, now I have newsletter on top. All right. So that's pretty cool. Pretty easy to use. Next, I want to mention that we have a lot of widgets over here. The majority of these you can use. If you happen to find one like RSS, I don't think we set that up. A couple in here that aren't going to display properly. It's not because the theme's broken. We just didn't go over that. Excuse me, we didn't make it compatible. So that's all that is. But the majority of all these will work. Next is below this is an inactive widget, and what's good about this is if you want to remove it, and just like it says right here, if you want to remove something from the sidebar but want to keep its settings, you can do that. So, for instance, we have a text widget in here. Of course we don't, so I think we need to add that while we're at it. You grab a text widget, and you put this right here. Where'd it go? Oh, it's at the bottom now. That's okay. So title, text, widget, right? And then I'm gonna go ahead and drop in some content real fast. So if I drop in some content, make sure I choose automatically add paragraphs, save this. And so I'll just pretend that, hey, I did a text widget and I did a monthly promotion, or I made some kind of important announcement, but I only want to have it on the website for a week or a month, but I want to take it off. Maybe another time I want to add it back. So if I come down to the bottom, I'm going to see my text widget, and instead of and close this, if I pull this off and I drag this out altogether, it's going to lose the settings and the information. However, if I take it and I do this, it saves that. And so later on, another instance when I want to use it, I just add it back, and I don't have to go in there and repaste or repost my information. Okay, so I hope that remotely makes sense. All right, next, let's see. Let's just start going down the list here. At least what's in this column. We have the search field, self-explanatory. You don't have to give it a title. The title is built in. Excuse me. The search word right here is built into it, so you don't need to add that. Newsletter. You'll name that, such as what you want to call it, newsletter or I don't know, e-blast, whatever the case may be. This field we're actually going to remove. At the time of this video, it's still there, but eventually we're going to delete this out so it's not so confusing. All right. Next is the elegant featured post. Hold on one second. These notifications are driving me crazy. All right. So next we have featured popular latest posts. You can enter the number of posts that show up. So if we look at it, it's got 3. And really important, so pay attention here. Tag name for featured tab. So right now we'll see it says featured. All right, and this is important because this is a tag. So if I come to posts and I look under tags, I'm going to see our tags, and we'll see featured. That's where I'm pulling these posts from. Okay, with me so far? So if I go into posts, and I look here, I'll see waiting to remember, no tags. All right, I'll see below that some other ones, weddings. So I'll see featured. I'll see featured, featured. You're basically choosing which tag that these posts are gonna pull from. So if I set the featured tag to featured, I know that's gonna kind of confusing. It's gonna show up in this section, and then when I make a post, I choose that tag and it shows up there. So for instance, let's see, waiting to remember, I'll go ahead and add that since it's not there now. But if I come down, I'll see the tag box, and I'm going to type in featured, add, There it is. Now I know a wedding to remember is going to show up in this section because it's now set with that featured tag. Now I'm using the word featured. You can use whatever word you want. That's just what I'm using. So when you're coming over to the widgets and you've created your tags, maybe you got one called wedding, maybe you got it called favorites, maybe calling it latest news, the latest and greatest, whatever. That's what you want to use. And then anytime you choose this tag in your posts, it's going to show up in this featured, popular, and latest section. Alright? Below that we have hand-picked vendors. Pretty self-explanatory and pretty easy. If we look right here, we'll have these 6 vendor boxes, and they're all going to the same ones right now. But basically what you want to do is come in here, and you can choose any one of your vendors to feature on here. So I'm actually going to update these since we got a few more. So I'll just come in here and I'll choose this one, choose this one. So as a vendor signs up and as they enter their profile, it's going to automatically add to this box. Alright, go ahead and save it. Let's update. Looks like one needs an image. They haven't uploaded their image. And then this link is going to automatically set to forward to your vendor categories by default. So you don't have to set that up. So let me see. Yeah, that word's a little too long. Alright. Let's move on. Close this one up. We've got a vendor categories. We can tell it how many to show up and the order by the category name. Basically, you just fill in this information. You don't have to name the widget title because it's already there by default. Vendor categories, no title to add, and then it's going to pull those particular categories that you set. So right now we're pulling 6. You know, I don't know if we have 9, so I can't remember if we've actually set up 9. So I'm just going to pull 9 and just see what happens here. And we do. We have 9. So that's really awesome. So it's going to pull all your vendor actual categories, and you go straight to that category. So if I click Event Planner, boom, I'm on the Event Planner section. All right, so pretty easy. Then we have what's called our Elegance divider, and that's just simply, there's nothing to fill out, nothing to whatever. You just drag it over, and it does just that. It divides some of these widgets. So maybe if you want to add lines in between, see these 2 thin lines with the dotted lines in between it, that's the divider. So you can actually drag these over and create some separation between areas. We only have that one in there right now, but you can actually drag more than one if you prefer. So for instance, where are we? Divider, probably looking right at you, and I just don't even see you. See, so divider, we'll just come down here and do between custom menu and featured posts. So if I refresh this and I scroll up a little bit, where are we? See, here we are. So pretty cool, pretty little neat feature there. Scroll down, we have menu, archive tags. Basically, you're going to choose the menu you want to use. So right now, I just have these three menus. I did another tutorial on menus. So right now, if you're like, oh, menus, how do you do that? Please watch the video on creating menus, and that'll make more sense. Archive and tags, by default, are going to work on their own. So there's nothing to actually set up or feature because it's an archive and they're tags. So whatever you're actually setting up in the back end is going to do that for you. Alright, next we have ads. You're going to want to upload your ad. And you're going to see right in here the size they have to be. This will not auto crop it. I can't stress that enough. This will not auto crop it. If this tag, this title says 125 by 125, it has to be 125 by 125. Of course, if you want to upload something smaller, you can do that. But don't upload something larger and you're wondering why it's not, it's not fitting in there. It's not an auto crop. So what you would have to do is upload your images through your media section. So for instance, let's just say I've uploaded something, my ad. If I click on it, I'll see the link right here. It says File URL. I want to copy that and then want to paste it into this section. And so that's what I'm looking at right now when I look at this blog sidebar. These are the links for the image where it's at in the media library, and then the actual URL of where it links to when people click it. So if they click it, or where are they going? They go into Style Me Pretty, they go into Google.com, wherever. That's something you will set. And it's the same thing for these other ads. Our featured posts. All right, right down below, you'll see. Don't forget to check our favorites. All right, hold on, wrong one. Sorry, let me back up here. Sorry about that. This is actually, I confused it with this lower section right here. But our faves is this one right here. So we can actually set how many are in here. And we got a little bit of a bug. I'm going to fix that. Don't worry. It's the first time I've seen that. So, all right. Anyways, right here is where you put the title. So we'll see our faves. And then you're going to select your tag name. So remember before we went over featured, same thing. You choose the tag name that's going to pull from the show up here, and then the number that's going to show in there. So if I change this to 3, okay, and there would be 1 right there if it had the image, but there's no image there. So, and then of course this is working a little wonky, and I'll fix that. But right now, that's how you set that up. All right, let's press on. Divider, custom menu. Just basically, it's setting your own menu. So if you watch the menu video, you can create multiple menus, and here's how you could do that. You could give it your title, whatever that may be. Go ahead and make this a capital M. Choose your menu. Easy. Your Facebook. There's a lot of confusion on this in previous circumstances. You want to get your Facebook ID. If you're not sure how to do that, just Google Facebook ID or how to get Facebook ID. It's really self-explanatory. Drop in your Facebook ID in that section. Next, we have our Facebook feed. Here is a feed. Same thing. If you're not sure how to do that, Google it. It's pretty easy. Comments. I mean, again, self-explanatory. Recent comments, there's nothing you need to really do. It's going to automatically pull your recent comments. You don't have to give it a title. Category, same thing. Another banner, and then the text widget we went over. Text widget, side note, is great for embedding basic HTML and doing embed codes. Something like, for instance, you had to embed code for a PayPal button or something. That's where you'd want to do that. All right, just in case, because I didn't go over this, and I can't remember if I touched base on this in another tutorial. I was thinking that was part of this section with the widgets, but I want to circle around to it just in case I missed that. I want to leave something out. So let's go back to the back end. Let's go to theme options, and I know I did a theme options video, so I know this is in there, but just in case. You want to go to, where are we? Blog, excuse me. And we want to find footer faves. That's this right here. So we can give it our title. Don't forget to check out our favorites. And then you're going to pull from a category. Category is not a tag. So when you make your categories, when you're doing your posts and you choose and set up your categories, it's going to automatically pop up here. So choose the category you want to use. And then every time you create a post, if you want it to show up in this section, you just got to add it. You just got to choose this category for that blog post. All right. This is about 14 minutes, so I guess that'll do it.